going back to 3 great modern country hits in a row.
Sydney.
Buckaroo.
How's the patient?
Oh, fine. He's doing fine, thanks to you. But more importantly, congratulations. You drove through a mountain.
I did.
You drove right through a mountain the other day. You did it right after you left me with the operation. You hadn't even said anything about it. Didn't even mention you were going to do
Sydney,
it.
these are my friends. This is my colleague, Dr. Sidney Zweibel, old medical friend from Columbia PNS.
Howdy do.
Hey guys, Film Geek here, and today I'm talking about the 1984 film, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Buckaroo Banzai is directed by W.D. Richard, starring Peter Weller and one crazy awesome supporting staff of players. We have Christopher Lloyd, Jeff Goldblum, Clancy Brown, and John Lithgow. So, what's Buckaroo Banzai about? Well, Buckaroo Banzai, well, let's give him his correct title. Dr. Buckaroo Banzai. He's not just a doctor, he's a doctor who's also a rock star, who's also a adventurer, and who's also a, well, like I said, a super scientist-esque doctor. During an experiment to try to break across into other dimensions, Buckaroo Banzai awakens a race of aliens that are alive on Earth. The aliens want to break the 8th dimension also so they can get back home. It's up to Buckaroo Banzai to stop these aliens and save the universe. Okay, Buckaroo Banzai takes a lot of influence out of a lot of the old pulp comics of the 30s and 40s. In fact, probably most heavily influenced with Doc Savage. Now, why do I say Doc Savage? Well, because Doc Savage was a super scientist, a musician, adventurer, all-around great American. The writer of the movie says he also pulled a ton of influence out of 1970s Kung Fu films with a lot of non-stop action and the way the movie is kind of edited and filmed. At the end of the movie, there's a really great scene and they're marching along to the beat of this little theme song at the end of the movie as the credits roll. Now, fun fact about that, alright? So, when they were filming that scene, the composer who was doing the soundtrack wasn't quite done with that song yet. But he told them, hey, don't worry about it. Go ahead, film the scene, and use the song Uptown Girl by Billy Joel to keep tempo, because Uptown Girl was in the same tempo as the song that he was writing. So in the scene, in actuality, as the cast of all of the good guys are marching around in unison to the music, they're actually listening to Billy Joel's Uptown Girl being piped in on great big boom boxes. Yes, boom boxes. It was the 80s. Buckaroo Banzai did not do very good in the theaters. It only made back $6 million on its $17 million budget. Now, if you're into comic books, you're gonna really dig this movie a lot because there is a lot of geek culture tied up into this. It just feels like a movie that fell right out of an old comic book from back in the day. It just has this really good vibe to it that just really makes you feel that comic book essence in this movie. Speaking of comic books, for all of you collectors out there, if you're fans of the Buckaroo Banzai, Marvel Comics did publish 2 issues of Buckaroo Banzai based off of the film. It's really good. When you watch Buckaroo Banzai, you're gonna notice something, and that is that it really feels like it should have been the beginning of an entire universe. Well, that is actually true. The filmmakers were really trying to create a universe. So the first film, even though it's a great standalone film, it really has this vibe that there was going to be so much more. In fact, they were so confident when they made this movie that at the end of the credits they say, hey, don't worry, Buckaroo Banzai is soon to return. Yeah, well, he didn't, which is sad. Hey guys, don't worry, because in 2006, Moonstone Books actually released a series of Buckaroo Banzai comics that continued his story along. So you get to find out what actually happened to him. Now, I haven't read these comics, so I can't tell you if they're any good. I've seen some shots of the artwork, and it looks pretty solid. So, hey, if you're a fan of, again, of Buckaroo Banzai and would like to know where Buckaroo Banzai might have ended up somewhere down the road, well, check out the comic books. Hey guys, good news. I found 2 sources for this movie. You can find The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension for free on Vudu with commercials, and if you're a Prime subscriber, you can also watch it for free on Prime right now. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today, so thanks again for checking out The Film Geek. If you like what you see, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and as I always say folks, keep watching movies, because you know I'm gonna.